Alright, guys, so I'm back with a new podcast. Been gone for a while. Been feeling under the weather. My voice is still not all there, but I am back. We will have a podcast this week, probably another one on Friday. But I'm not focusing on fantasy football, but I'm focusing on the NBA draft and my take on the mock draft. NBA draft on Thursday. Just a crazy trade today. Chase Budinger going to the Rockets. From the Rockets to the Timberwolves for the 18th pick. Meaning the 18th pick now is in play with 3 picks for Houston to go after Dwight Howard, or those are the rumors that everybody's saying. But we will see if Houston will make that trade for Dwight Howard. It's kind of crazy if Dwight Howard would go to Houston out of all places. He said he wanted to go to Brooklyn, LA, stay in Orlando. Houston, we'll see. Alright, let's start it off. Number 1 overall pick is clear as it is this year. Anthony Davis going to New Orleans Hornets. Regardless of what anybody says, nobody's going to change that pick at all. At number 2, I got Thomas Robinson going to the Bobcats. He is the most polished, NBA ready player there. He might not be a star, but he will play right away and average a double-double easily. At number 3, MKG, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist to the Wizards. Bradley Beal is intriguing there, but I think MKG is going to go there just because he has a lot more heart. Beal at number 4 going to the Cavs. Just imagine him and Kyrie Irving in the backfield. The backcourt it's going to be a good backcourt for years to come. Bradley Beal, pure shooter out of the University of Florida. At number 5, Harrison Barnes. Harrison Barnes out of North Carolina was regarded as the number 1 player coming out of high school, number 1 player last year if he would have entered the draft. He stayed another year, drops a 5. Sacramento is happy. They want him there. They will have a nice team with DeMarcus Cousins and Tyreek Evans running that team. At 6, this is a crazy pick, but Portland Trail Blazers will get Andre Drummond, another center. Hopefully, it will not happen like the last center, a la Greg Oden, and he will not be injured that much. At 7, it's a guy that I've seen play before, John Henson from North Carolina. He's a good player, long, lengthy, could block shots, he could make his own shot, he just needs to gain a little bit more weight. At number 8, we got Dion Waiters out of the Syracuse, shooting guard. Nice little shooting guard over there. Will help out that Toronto offense since they have no go-to scorers there. At 9, I took a little bit of a reach, but I went with Terrence Jones out of Kentucky, 6'10". They need some height there, and since Henson's off the board, I want to go with Terrence Jones there. At 10, my favorite player, I like this kid since he was in high school, Austin Rivers out of Duke, going to Hornets. Just imagine the Hornets with Anthony Davis and Austin Rivers, 2 of the top players coming out of that high school class. At 11, Damian Lillard out of Weber State. Pure scorer out of the point guard position. He's going to help out the Trailblazers, who don't have any point guard basically at the moment. They are running with Johnny Flynn, who was a big bust. At 12, Milwaukee. They need a center. They traded Bogut. They're going to get with Myers Leonard out of Illinois. He is a big man who can score down low, and he will be pretty good for years to come. 13, Jeremy Lamb. If Steve Nash stays with the Phoenix, Jeremy Lamb will be a nice little compliment for him. He could score, but he's a little thin, as I like to call him. But he will be a good player for them. At 14, if Houston still keeps this pick, Perry Jones the third is going to go there. PJ3, 6'11". He is the most unpredictable player in the draft. Nobody knows if he's going to be really good or he's going to be really bad. He could go either way, but I see potential in his future. He could be next T-Mac, Tracy McGrady. At 15, Terrence Ross out of Washington to Philadelphia, just because he's a pure scorer and Philly needs a scorer. 16, Tyler Zeller to the Rockets. If the Rockets keep that pick, we'll see if that even happens. But they will need a center. So at 17, I got Kendall Marshall going to Dallas to cover Jason Kidd's back, just to see, because they're both pure point guards and both pure passers. 18, I got Mo Harkless out of St. John's. I think he can play power forward, but that pick might go to Orlando. It might change, so we'll see how that one goes. 19, Orlando's pick, I'm going to go with Marcus Teague. They need a point guard. Jameer Nelson's his good years are behind him already, so they need a new quick point guard. At 20, Tony Rotten Jr. out of Washington. He is 6'6" point guard. He is quick like Russell Westbrook. He is unpredictable like Russell Westbrook. We will see if he is anything but that. At 21, one of the biggest drops in the draft, Jared Sullinger going to Boston. All his back problems and everything, they shied away from him, but I think he's going to go to Boston. He'll have a good career. At 22, Quincy Miller, small forward, another injury player. He got injured towards ACL in high school. Hasn't been the same since, but he could go back to explosiveness. He might be really good. 23, Andrew Nicholson out of St. Bond to the Hawks. The Hawks need a point guard, but there is no available point guard at this moment, so they go with the big man out of St. Bonnie. 24, Fab Melo. Cleveland needs a center. Fab Melo could be a really, really good pick, or he could be a really, really bad pick, as we saw at Syracuse. 25, Royce White. He is Mr. Everything, apparently small forward, does everything for them. He's not a pure scorer, but he could turn into one, hopefully for them, for the Grizzlies. 26, they got Moultrie, Arnett Moultrie out of Mississippi State to the Pacers. They need a big man, also alongside Roy Hibbert. And David West, his years are behind him, so he could fill in that role, because Tyler Hansborough is, I don't know if you ever see a starting lineup. Draymond Green going to the defending champion Miami Heats. He is a small forward. I mean, he could play right behind LeBron James, which they need. We'll see how that one goes. Evan Fournier, the only international player going in the first round to the Thunder. He's a shooting guard out of France. Apparently, he's a really good scorer. I put him there just to see how he's going to do. 29, Will Barton out of Memphis to the Bulls. A lot of people have been flip-flopping him and Deron Lamb, but Will Barton will develop into a good player. Yeah, I got Deron Lamb going 30th to the Warriors. Since they lost Monte Ellis, they haven't been scoring enough, as I want to say, with Stephen Curry taking all the load. But we'll see. I mean, this is my top 30. We'll see how that one works out for them. It's going to be a good draft. A lot of good players. The second round has a lot of good talent also, but we'll see how that one works out. It's going to be Thursday night I think it's in Jersey also, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is the end of my podcast for this week. Well, not this week actually. I'm going to have another one on Friday. On Friday, I will probably discuss the NBA Finals. I'm still debating on that, or the finals of the UEFA Europa League, Euro 2012, or we could have NFL. We'll see. Alright guys, take it easy, and I'll see you guys on Friday.